this is a special day for all of us in the NAIA to have Grace Beyer here from the University of Health Sciences and Pharmacy. And Grace just recently set the all-time NAIA scoring record with 3,961 points. She did it back on February 24 in a home game, which was very, very special that I'm sure she will talk about. We're joined today by her parents, Bob and Julie, who drove in from Wisconsin today, Eagle, Wisconsin, so really glad to have you here. We also have President Jim Carr of the NAIA. He came down today. He'll be here tomorrow. We're going to honor Grace tonight during the 6 o'clock game at halftime for her accomplishments. Women's basketball is just alive and well right now across the country, and we have our own story right here with Grace, and she's an awesome individual. I haven't got to know you very well, but you're an awesome individual, and I think you're just going to be a tremendous spokesperson for all of us. So can you go ahead and make just an opening statement, and then we'll open it up to questions from the room. So just give your thoughts about being here today and what this means.
This means so much to me to be able to get the recognition that UHSP deserves and that I feel like I have deserved as a basketball player, and even more than just basketball, as being a great person and future pharmacist. It means a lot to me.
We'll open it up to questions for Grace.
Yeah, so take me into the story of how you chose UHSP over D1 offers and D2 other NAIA offers, because the story I read is pretty exciting to hear.
Yeah, it's definitely a unique story. I knew I wanted to do something in healthcare. My grandpa lived with me for almost 15 years, and I started to take care of his medications all throughout middle school and high school, and that really introduced me into the world of pharmacy and the world of medications. And so I really started job shadowing different healthcare professionals, and pharmacy really stood out to me, and something that I just knew I wanted to pursue. Basketball is something that I'm gonna enjoy no matter where I'm playing. I love the sport, and I knew that when I was gonna choose a school, I wanted to choose something based on my pharmacy career, because I would enjoy basketball wherever I play.
Yeah, and I read I believe what your mother said, playing for 40 years of your life and not the 4 years of college life.
Exactly.
Take me into that. What did that mean to you to hear that and help you make that decision?
Being in high school, it's kind of difficult to put into perspective that 4 years of college isn't your entire life. It's the 40 years after, and having a really good career that you're going to enjoy for the rest of your life. And so after I kind of processed that comment, it really just opened my eyes, and I just really wanted to pursue something that I am going to love for 40 years.
Someone else go into it?
Well, take us through that day. You can talk to the cameras too, you don't have to talk to me. They need the shot. Take us through that day. You knew you were close. It was senior day, you were home, great crowd. Just walk us through the moment.
There was a lot of pressure kind of building up to the moment. I think I was 14 points away to break the record going into the game, and it was senior night, so it was a big moment, not just for me, but for the entire team and for all of the seniors that have played, for 4 or 5 years. So we had a really good crowd, and a lot of different media coverage was there, and everyone was just very supportive, and they know I have their backs just as much as they had mine. So it was a really special moment, and something that I will never forget in my life.
Have you noticed, it kind of feels like women's sports is having a little bit of a moment. So what's it been like for you to kind of be a part of that?
It's an amazing feeling to be a part of something bigger than just myself and bigger than just my school. Being able to be a part of something as amazing as women's basketball is a great feeling. Caitlin Clark is doing amazing things for the game. You got Angel Reese, you got South Carolina, who's undefeated. You just have so many good things in women's college basketball, and it's great to see them moving in this direction.
What does it mean to represent the NAIA? Being one, as I saw, you're in the top 5 for all-time scores of any sort of division or anything. What does that mean to you to be part of?
It's hard to believe that I'm one of the top 5 scorers in the history of basketball. As a little girl, I would only dream about even just stepping on the court in college. So to be able to see all of my hard work pay off and all of my teammates' hard work pay off is just an amazing feeling and something I also won't forget.
And knowing that most people won't realize that you're ahead of Caitlin Clark in points scored. I mean, how does that make you feel, just knowing that the support from your team to trust you to make those baskets and everything?
Yeah, it's an amazing feeling to be in the same realm of Caitlin Clark. Everyone knows who Caitlin Clark is from coast to coast. Even internationally, people know who Caitlin Clark is, and just to be somewhere near Caitlin Clark and the conversations of scoring is awesome.
Now, I know you just arrived here and everything, but when you're at the game here tonight, I mean, is there a certain team you're rooting for in the tournament here? I mean, is there anybody from your conference that is still in it, or is there
No,
anybody?
everyone from my conference has been eliminated. I just hope that there's competitive games and everyone works hard and may the best team win.
It got brought up, your mom's advice to kind of plan for the future, over playing sports, or not over, but is there any advice that you'd have to a high schooler that's trying to balance, like an athletic career versus career plans?
I would kind of give the same advice, if you truly love basketball, no matter where you're playing, whether it's D1, D2, D3, or NAIA, or JUCO, you're going to enjoy it. And so you never know what kind of career you're going to enjoy necessarily, so just being able to take some time and really focus on your academics is super important to be able to know that you're going to enjoy that for 40 years.
Take us through a day in the life for you, going after a pharmacy degree, the rigor, lab hours, to balance basketball, and then score 3,961 points. What has your life been like at UHSP?
It's definitely a lot of time management. I have to wake up early, catch up on all the schoolwork I missed from traveling on game days or even just practices. It's a time commitment, but it's something that I set as a goal for myself to be able to accomplish, and I'm gonna work hard towards any goal I set. So waking up studying, staying up late studying for exams. Because this is information that I'm going to need to not just forget after I take the exam. I'm going to have to carry it with me for my entire 40-year career because it's just important information.
And I've always gone with the saying, you always want to leave, whatever you do, you want to leave it in a better place when you leave. How do you feel? Do you feel like you've done that for UHSP, for the NAIA, for women's basketball in general? How do you feel about that?
It's an amazing feeling. Once again, it's kind of hard to put it into words. UHSP was really never on the map for athletics, and just to be able to kind of put our name out there is really special, and to be able to kind of leave my legacy at UHSP is a great feeling.
You were asked this question before the camera started rolling, but you do remember one game. You have one game that you do remember. There was quite a few points scored in that game, so let's talk about that a little bit, and it just happened to be against maybe a rival. Let's go with that.
Columbia College, I had 59 against them, and it was our first ever win, our only win against Columbia. So it was a really special moment. In order to beat big teams and to kind of have upsets, you got to have big games. So I was just kind of doing everything I could to pull off an upset, and that's exactly what we did.
Any other questions for Grace?
Grace, I'm going to look for a shameless plug for the NAIA. We talked about this beforehand, but can you talk a little bit about the reason you chose UHSP and it being an NAIA school, maybe because there's more focus on the student as opposed to some things you were hearing maybe other places?
Yeah, I knew that UHSP was the perfect place for me to go. I knew that, talking to a lot of other colleges, basketball is your life at a lot of colleges, and there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you want, but I knew that I wanted to focus on academics and get my pharmacy degree, and I knew that being at UHSP allowed me to get kind of the best of both worlds and to be able to play basketball at a really high level and also get the career that I wanted.
I'll do one shameless plug then too. Like I said, you just arrived in Sioux City and everything, but overall, what's it feel like being here, and then knowing that you didn't make it as a team, but you've achieved a goal of getting to be at the tournament and everything. So what is it like going to be at halftime when you feel that recognition and the crowd is going to be cheering for you and everything? Just
Yeah, it's a great atmosphere here. You know, a lot of people kind of may look down upon the NAIA, but it's a great community. There's a lot of support here, and it's getting more and more recognition that the NAIA deserves as well. And I'm just really excited to be a part of it.